But we might as well talk about old Bill Belichick, shouldn't we?
Good old Bill. This is crazy.
This entire situation has destroyed any reputation that Bill Belichick had remaining.
And I think we were all kind of worried that this would happen, that this exact thing would happen. When we seen her Instagram post, his Instagram post, and a few weeks ago when she was on the field for practice in her boots and her sexy dress, or like her sundress she was wearing, like, when have you ever seen, like, maybe like a day you see like a player's wife and kids show up and they, give them a kiss, but then they move on, they go to the sideline. Why the fuck is Bill Belichick's girlfriend like on the field talking with Bill during practice and wasting his time and distracting him, and probably distracting the players too? Because let's face it, she's fucking hot, but she has no place to be on the field while the team is practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when he took this job at North Carolina, a lot of people were wondering, all right, what is this going to do? Maybe 20 years ago, Bill Belichick in college football, with the type of control he could have and the discipline and the Patriot way, like maybe that would have worked really well. In this era of college football, with the transfer portal, with NIL, like, is that really going to go over the same way? Is this going to be like a kind of a disaster for Bill Belichick to truly end his career with? And now we realize that his, in all likelihood, potentially escort girlfriend, that she might be the reason.
Did you see that her mom owns a sex store or whatever? Or own like her mom like ran a brothel or something?
No, I didn't hear about that.
I haven't heard that necessarily. But we do know this is all stemming from this big interview that Bill Belichick did. And of course, he got very dressed up for the interview in his shirt with holes in it. And his girlfriend, Jordon Hudson, who he's been appearing on Instagram with, who is a part of his company now, who manages all his shit at North Carolina for him, she got very involved in this interview.
Make sure that that's the
Jordon was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordon right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
not talking about this.
No.
It's a
We're not talking about this.
Dude,
No.
she's not even, she's just on the side, bro. Like, let Bill answer for himself. This gives me Alec Baldwin and his wife vibes. Like when Alec Baldwin's wife told him to shut the fuck up and that she was talking. This is what this feels like.
Look, I also think, and it's led to a lot of speculation about how did they meet? Because in all likelihood, she was about, 19 or 20 years old. How does this happen? A lot of theories about maybe her job before this and what she may have done. Was she some sort of escort and that's how they met?
Mm-hmm.
Right. All of these questions are now up for game because you refuse to talk about this thing. And it's the pictures, it's her everywhere, it's her being a part of what they're doing on the field at North Carolina. And now what this has caused is just a massive fucking scandal. And there was a report 2 days ago that came out from Pablo Torre, I think broke this. Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordon Hudson, isn't allowed at UNC football facilities. And this is stemming weeks and weeks of bad press for them, of there being reports about Belichick's family being really worried about what's happening. Is she taking advantage? How much money is she getting out of this? What exactly is fucking going on? Now, North Carolina came out and after these reports and said, hey, she's not banned. She's welcome at the facility. She's not an employee, but she's welcome to be there. North Carolina says Jordon Hudson is still welcome at UNC football facilities. This will load up. While Jordon Hudson is not an employee of the university or Carolina Athletics, she's welcome at the Carolina facilities. Jordon will continue to manage all activities related to Coach Belichick's personal brand outside of his responsibilities for Carolina football and the university.
Dude, this is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
This is fucking wild. This reminds me of Major League 2 with Charlie Sheen and his agent girlfriend who just runs his entire career for him.
And I'm not some massive fan of Pablo Torre in general, but he has, obviously broken some things and has sources and stuff like this. But this is when all of this came out the other day. So we'll listen to a couple minutes of this, and especially about the way that everyone's really worried about Bill Belichick's legacy because of this. Not because Brady went and won a championship with Tampa, not because they couldn't get things fixed after Brady, but because he takes a job at North Carolina and is fucking like a 23-year-old potential hooker who is destroying his life.
A couple of breaking news updates since what has happened publicly since we last gathered. Number one, okay? Two sources at the University of North Carolina tell me that there has been a decision, was made last week by the higher-ups inside the athletic department that had hired Bill Belichick to be the highest-paid public employee, not just coach, in the state of North Carolina at $10 million a year. And that decision was that Jordon Hudson is no longer allowed in the football building.
Okay.
She is not allowed on the football field. Quote, don't think you'll be hearing much from Jordon moving forward.
Wow.
Dang, not in the
flippant.
building?
That's a little flippant. I feel like that is what is done with a distraction, and a team is within its
Pause it
rights.
real quick. See, this is the video I was talking about a little earlier.
Yeah,
she's in her
she's on the
sundress.
field.
She's in her heels and boots, looking sexy, and she's like, why is she pulling Bill aside when he should be coaching up these young kids?
Yeah. And then there's people within the family. And look, North Carolina has said, hey, she's not an employee. She's not an employee of ours, but she, of course, is, still welcome to help Bill Belichick with whatever he wants. But it does feel like that statement in and of itself tries to make the distinction that she is not part of North Carolina, But also let's get to what the family reportedly had to say.
New job.
Is that his name? Bubba
Yeah.
Cunningham?
Bubba's, the way
Bubba, you know how
Bubba's.
Bubba can be.
Listen, he's tough.
I think
He
Bubba's
rides
jealous. I wouldn't say it to him, but I think Bubba's jealous.
it. Yeah.
That's my Bill Belichick impression.
That's really good.
That's ours.
Yeah, the most animated he's ever been.
So the theory of why any of this happening is a relevant conversation that I'm
Okay.
gonna ask you to put a pin in that.
Okay.
Because the second update is that Bill Belichick's family
Uh-oh.
is extraordinarily concerned about what has transpired. One Belichick family source told me, quote, there is deep worry for how detrimental Jordon can be for not just North Carolina, but Bill's legacy, reputation, everything he has built and worked for over decades. End quote. In fact,
It's a wild situation. That, especially because the way that Belichick, the reason this is so shocking is because of the way Belichick has portrayed himself over his decades and decades long history, and how he wanted to make sure that the players didn't have these distractions that would complicate things and blah, blah, blah. And here he is with this chick. And look, I get it. Bill Belichick, he's fucking old. He's fat. Of course he wants to be smashing some 23-year-old pussy. Okay. But the fact that she is now involved in fucking every aspect of his day-to-day life and his business and his coaching is insane. I think that this is the chapter to close out Bill Belichick's time. I don't think he's going to make it through all these years at North Carolina. I think it's not going to go very well. And this is going to be our last memory of him, potentially meeting a fucking girlfriend via escort service and her dominating the conversation.